why I do it wrong. And action! Hey guys, my name is Rosie and welcome to my channel. Oh my gosh, almost 9,000 subscribers. I am so happy. Thank you. You know, this is all very new to me. I just started my channel a couple months ago. Thank you so much for all of your comments, all of your beautiful words. It really is inspiring and it helps keep me going, and I'm so touched that I've inspired so many people, and that is so cool. I do read all of the comments. I try to respond as best I can. I never realized that I could be able to reach people at this level. I've been traveling for so many years now and doing this, and for me it's just kind of normal. I don't think of it as anything special or anything like that. I think I just go out and be me. That's all that I really do, actually. So why I'm doing this video, for any of you who are new to my channel or new to my travels or haven't been following my Instagram or Facebook and are kind of lost and confused, like, well, she was just on a KLR and what, now she's on a Yamaha, and wait, where is she? And where in the world is this girl? So sorry to confuse you. I am exceptionally behind in my editing. It's really hard to keep up to date when you're on the road and continue to travel. It is a full-time job. It is very, there's a lot of work to be done, and I'm just a wee bit behind. I wanted to create this little video just to give you a lowdown and to also let you know who I am, what I'm about, why I do what I do. I'm now trying to release one video per week, and after my Oman tour, I came to Africa. And I spent 3.5 months going around South Africa and have around 100 episodes of that trip to upload. If you're not already, you can follow my Instagram and my public travel Facebook page, which I try to keep fairly up to date. You can find my Instagram page below. I will include a link. Public travel Facebook page, I will also include in a link below. Please press like, not just follow, but like my Facebook page. That would really be helpful. Thank you so much. And do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you. You can find the subscribe button at the end of this video. That would be awesome. Why I do it wrong. Because I get this quite a bit. I get a lot of people saying what I'm doing wrong and how I should do it better and how I should be doing it. And I realize I don't fit the mold of your average adventure rider. I wouldn't even say that I am an adventure rider per se. I classify myself more as an adventurer, an experience seeker, a life liver. Yeah. I do not claim I'm an amazing rider. I've had a lot of off-road experience, but not, I mean, Wadi Bunny Alf in Oman was probably the most insane roads I've ever ridden, you know, like that steep. And the stuff I was riding on, it wasn't sand, it was stuff called fesh, which is basically like powdered ice. Ridiculously slippery. And for me, riding just gives me that opportunity to experience my adventure on another level. And riding for me is a full embodied experience. I mean, getting on a bike on two wheels, it's that feeling of freedom. You know, the minute I get on that bike and I have no set place to go, I have no set time limit, I just go, and that freedom is just, it's incredible. To me, it's not about the most challenging roads or the most epic sceneries or this or that. You know, for me, it's really about the people and the culture and the life experiences that come along with that, and just enriching myself as, you know, a human soul, and growing and getting to learn and get inspired by people and just feel absolutely humbled. Why I don't wear the proper gear, why you find me on oversized bikes and oversized helmets and green jackets and dilapidated old leather boots. I've been traveling for a long time now. read any of my interviews. My first solo trip was when I was 19 and I went off on a 125cc Honda Dream and I rode 12,000 kilometers across Southeast Asia. I had a backpack and I just took some bungee cords and I strapped it to the back of my bike. That was my luggage system. I had no fancy GPS, I had no phone, I had a paper map and basically just this will to go, you know, just to experience life. I wasn't happy taking a bus from point A to point B and missing all of that good stuff in between. I pretty much scrapped that idea, and for the first time in my life I rode two wheels and I was basically hooked. And a bike for me is not discriminative, you know, you'll see me riding all sorts of bikes all over the place. I'm not like brand specific, I don't need all the fancy modifications and all these things. Like, it's two wheels, it gets you from point A to point B, and if it breaks down in between, well, it's called an adventure for a reason. So I don't let things like clothing or luggage or the wrong bike stop me from having an adventure. So my philosophy has always been, I go out there to have an experience, to meet the people, to have an amazing cultural experience and to enrich my life and my soul as a person, because there's so much that you can learn by going out and meeting these people and just having life lessons. I've never been one to wear flashy gear, or I haven't had a lot of money to be able to spend on this stuff either. So I just go with what I have. So this jacket, which was formerly a German army jacket, it still is, but I took the German flag off only because everybody thought I was German, and no offense to the Germans, but I have to represent, I'm Canadian. And it is my favorite jacket. I bought it at a thrift store for like $2 over 10 years ago. It's my favorite jacket. I feel like home. I feel comfortable. I feel all good inside. I love it. My boots, same thing. Bought them years ago. I've resold them. Look, they're falling apart again. Think they're on their way out, which really makes sense. They're comfortable, and I spend a lot of my time running on and off the bike. I'm not just riding. So to have that comfort and not feel like I'm walking like a space moon person with these big clunky boots and being restricted with bulky gear, too hot. Being restricted gets my anxiety up, and then that affects my riding. So it's the way I've always ridden. I know the risks. And I also have a mother, and she understands that this is the way I am. I've always been since I was like this big. I've had a very determined, you know, strong-willed mind. And bless my mother, she's never stopped me. She realized this early on in my life. She never held me back. She realized I had this adventurous spirit, and she knew I was going to go out and do it anyways, my way, no matter how much she said, Rosie. Oversized bikes. Yeah, I realized that it's not the most smartest idea to go out, especially on such intense roads that I have, on a bike that is way too big for me. But so my trip in Oman, basically what happened was I wanted to go across Oman, and in Oman you cannot rent a bike, and fortunately my friend had a bike that he could lend me, but it was a little bit too tall. It was a KLR 650. Because it was just a borrowed bike, I couldn't do the modifications to lower it to my height. I am 5'6.5", almost 7. And I was basically on my tippy toes. But this was the only bike that I had, and I was not going to let that stop me from doing my trip. And I also borrowed a helmet, which was obviously way too big for me. It was yeah, I realized there was a lot of safety risks there. I mean, I've been in India and I've ridden the entire length of South India on a bike, which basically they gave me a helmet that was not DOT approved and was pretty much a bicycle helmet. So, and in Texas I ride without a helmet. Well, that will give me flack for that as well, but you know what? I am well protected. I know you can spend your entire life having fear and being like, well, I won't do my adventure until I have this, or if I'm this prepared, or But I just go out and do it. Yeah, there's going to be risks, but if it's my time, honestly, it's my time. And this is what I firmly believe. So I don't spend my time being fearful and being worried, because if I spend all my time worrying about it, then that's going to affect my journey and my adventure. Why waste my time worrying, really? Going off on tangents here. So I had this oversized bike, but I wasn't going to let it stop me. And yes, every single day I dropped that bike. Most of the time, all the rest of the falls happened when I was standing still. Because if the ground was just slightly like this and I went to put my foot down, you know, it happens, and I'm not going to worry about that or let that ruin my trip or affect my trip or not go on my trip just because the bike's a little bit too big for me. Picking up the bike, yes, I did my research before. I've seen all the YouTube videos. I know how to pick up a bike the proper way. However, with me, I have a very bad problem with my lower back. The minute that I did this recommended technique, immediately put pressure on my lower back, and I got the, ooh, no, that's not gonna work. So that technique did not work for me. In this circumstance, I'm okay to ask for help. Where I was riding, I knew that I was in close proximity to villagers. I knew that, you know, this was a well-traveled road, so there's always people going to be passing me. I didn't put myself in real danger. I knew what I was doing. So every day I dropped the bike, and it was kind of the same thing, you know, I would go and run for help, and I found out at the very end of my trip that I could in fact pick up my bike. And I did a really funny video on this. I will be sharing it after the Oman episodes are finished, so stay tuned for that because it's a good one. I could have saved a lot of trouble this entire trip. However, every time I needed help picking up my bike, I met the most incredible people. I got to experience the kindness of complete strangers. You know, that turned into getting invited back to their homes and getting this amazing cultural experience. So for me, traveling is all about the adventure and the people that you meet, getting this enriched experience and these life lessons. Because if you went out there knowing everything and expecting like everything was going to be okay, and if everything went perfect, what kind of an adventure would that be? And everything happens for a reason. You find in the West this huge disconnect with people. They're either fearful or there's this real disconnect with people that I find when you travel, you don't find that. Everybody wants to help. It's just a real privilege for me to be able to go out there and have the experiences that I have. And I've always taken every opportunity that's come to me in life. You know, an opportunity presents itself and I say, hey, yeah, I could do that. Sure, why not? Let's do this. Which is how I ended up getting to ride in Oman, which is how I ended up coming to Africa. And also to share them, because a big part of what I do and why I do it is also to inspire those who don't get to travel, show them the world, and also to show people that, you know, who are maybe a little bit fearful to travel in these areas because you hear of all these negative things on the media, on the news, and to be honest, it's not the reality. It really isn't. Be able to share the kindness of the world and the reality of what it really is like to travel, to go out there, you know, especially as a vulnerable single female. It's great that I can go out there in this position and document my experiences and my encounters and to be able to share that with everybody. Also, the life lessons you get of when you travel. When I go out there and my bike breaks down or anything like that happens, there's always a lesson behind it, and life is really intriguing like that because I've learned so much on my travels. And if everything went perfect, if everything went fine, you would never learn anything. So I'm so grateful for all of these life challenges that have really pushed me and poked me and also gotten me to think a bit differently about a situation, and you know, well, maybe I would react differently next time, or maybe I would approach things a different way. Maybe you don't know, I do struggle with a lot of health issues. I have what's called fibromyalgia, which is a muscle and nerve deterioration type disease, which essentially makes me in pain 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It's a real struggle, and I've had it for about 18 years now, amongst a whole other mishmash of health stuff that I'll get into later. But it's a real challenge, and I want to show people that is if you want to live your life, and if you have dreams and goals and passions to want to travel, life is so short. You know, we spend our entire lives working for this, over here, that, over there. We spend our entire time working for that, killing ourselves, killing our bodies. This is what I did for years. And we may not ever get there. And we sacrifice our heart and our passions and, you know, the things that we've always wanted to do. And I found myself thinking, you know, I'm miserable with what I'm doing. My body hurts. All I want to do is travel the world and have these beautiful experiences. And then it dawned on me. It's just like, you know what? I need to start living, because at the end of your life, what are you going to look back? I really, really wish I did this. It would really suck to have regrets on your deathbed. Think of all the amazing experiences you've had and the people that you've met and who's touched your life and the people that you've inspired. These are the things that you're going to think about. So this is a big fuel of why I travel as well. Any concluding remarks? My butt is cold. I'm in Johannesburg at the moment and it's like 9 Celsius. What? I think that's all. Thank you again for all the love and support. As always, I am so, so, so grateful, so happy, honored, and humbled by all of your support, really. It's really special that I'm able to inspire you guys to do your own trips and to go out there and fight fears and adversities and go out there and do what you've always dreamed of. That's really cool. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next episode. Bye! My name is Rosie, and welcome to my channel. Oh my gosh, almost 9,000 subscribers. There's gotta be a blooper reel for this one. Okay. English. My mouth is dry. I need water. That work well under pressure.